Yes, good morning, students. Today we are going to start our next part of chapter excretory products and their elimination. Today we will cover about nephron, type of nephron, and ADH. Nephron structure consists of loop of Henle. Loop of Henle contain two main parts, descending part and ascending part, distal tubule and collecting duct. The first three are approximately 12 mm in length and the collecting duct is near about 5 mm in length. So next is, yes, you can see this is the diagram of nephron. This diagram is from NCERT. Blood enter inside the nephron through afferent arteriole and blood exit with the help of efferent arteriole. It form a tuft of capillary inside the capsule-like structure known as Bowman capsule, and the tuft of capillary is known as glomerulus. Bowman capsules open into a highly coiled or highly convoluted structure known as proximal convoluted tubule. This highly coiled structure open into Henle's loop. Henle's loop consists of two segments, descending segment and ascending segment. The descending part is known as descending limb of loop of Henle. The ascending segment consists of ascending limb of loop of Henle. This ascending segment further open into a highly coiled structure known as DCT, that is distal convoluted tubule, and this distal convoluted tubule further opens into or connected with collecting duct. All the filtrate runs into proximal convoluted tubule, Henle's loop, distal convoluted tubule is now said as urine in collecting duct. Mainly filtration process occur in glomerulus area. Glomerulus is the tuft of capillary which is a thin network of capillary which help in filtration, and efferent arteriole forms a network around the loop of Henle, PCT and DCT, and this network is known as vasa recta. This network is known as vasa recta. Yes, next, type of nephron. There are two main type of nephron present in human kidney: juxtamedullary nephron and cortical nephron. Human kidney consists of two main parts, cortex and medulla. Cortex is the outermost part and medulla is the inner part of kidney. When the nephron is when the nephron is present only in the cortex part, then the nephron is known as cortical nephron, and when the nephron is present in cortex as well as medulla part, then it is known as juxtamedullary nephron. As you can see in the slide, the length of loop of Henle is longer in juxtamedullary nephron, whereas in cortical nephron the length of loop of Henle is smaller. Now come to the slide. In majority of nephron, the loop of Henle is too short and extend only a very little into the medulla. Such nephron are called as cortical nephron. Second point, in some of the nephron, the loop of Henle is very long and runs deep into the medulla. These nephrons are called as juxtamedullary nephrons. Yes, you can see here blood cells and blood enter inside the nephron with the help of afferent arteriole and blood exit through efferent arteriole. Blood contain blood cells, water, salt, nutrient and urea. This blood enter inside the Bowman's capsule and form a network known as glomerulus. By glomerulus, filtration take place. Some of the urea, water, salt and nutrient is filtered out, and it will move inside the PCT. It will move inside the PCT. You can see here with the red arrows. And this, by this PCT and loop of Henle, some of the substance are reabsorbed and enter inside the blood, and rest waste enter into the collecting duct where it is termed as urine. You can see here this collecting duct further connect with the ureter. Yes, you can see here. There are mainly three types of arrow. The green one is filtration, the blue one is reabsorption, and the red one is secretion. You can see blood enter into the glomerulus. Here filtration take place, glomerulus filtration, and the amount of filtrate formed in glomerulus is known as glomerular filtration rate, GFR, in glomerulus. As the filtrate enter into the PCT, some of the useful substance, please note down, as the filtrate moves in PCT, this filtrate contains some useful substance such as water, glucose, amino acids, proteins. So these useful substances are reabsorbed. By PCT, proximal convoluted tubule, and then further this filtrate will enter into the loop of Henle. Loop of Henle contain two segments, descending part and ascending part. In descending and ascending segment, some of the useful substances are further reabsorbed. Then this filtrate will enter into the DCT, and you can see here further reabsorption take place in DCT part. And this, by DCT, this filtrate enter into the collecting duct. This is known as urine. Yes, this is again the simplified view by which urine formation take place. You can see Bowman capsule. You can see a labeling, blood vessel. Then you can see glomerulus, Bowman capsule, and the violet color arrow represent NaCl and the blue one represent water. So you can see in glomerulus, NaCl and water is reabsorbed. In glomerulus filtration take place. In PCT, NaCl and water reabsorption take place. When this filtrate move towards loop of Henle, water is reabsorbed. When the filtrate reaches the ascending limb of loop of Henle, then NaCl reabsorption take place till DCT, and further in collecting duct, remaining water is reabsorbed so that urine will be highly concentrated or urine will be hypertonic. Now, these are the theoretical part. You can see here, I am just reading the points. Selective reabsorption occur mainly in PCT, that is proximal tubule, but also in other segment also till collecting duct. The following substances are taken up from the tubule, means some useful substances are also taken up from the tubule, and it will enter into the interstitial spaces, into the bloodstream, and some useful substances such as glucose, vitamins and amino acids are also reabsorbed, and some amount of salt are also reabsorbed, sodium, potassium chloride. A considerable amount of water is taken up once more as well. In fact, 180 liter per day filtrate is formed by each kidney, but only 1 to 1.5 liter is excreted as urine every day. So 99% of substance is reabsorbed by the nephron. And mainly the hormone which is required is ADH, that is antidiuretic hormone. You can see in the first point, ADH hormone is responsible for the reabsorption of water in collecting duct, and ADH hormone is stored in posterior pituitary. This ADH is released to conserve body fluid by decreasing the urine output. Last point, this may be required when considerable fluid or blood has been lost. So the function of ADH is reabsorption of water in collecting duct, and ADH is stored in posterior pituitary, and mainly ADH is released when we have to conserve the body fluid. Next, secretion of certain substances are also there in distal tubule or distal convoluted tubule and collecting duct, such as hydrogen ion, ammonia. Urine formation is equal to filtrate. Filtrate means water and substances like urea minus substances that are reabsorbed. The substances that are reabsorbed are useful for the body, for example glucose and amino acids, plus the substances which are directly secreted in loop of Henle, or you can say the PCT and DCT. There are mainly ammonium ions and hydrogen ions which are directly secreted. So urine formation take place by mainly three: filtrate minus substance reabsorbed plus substance secreted. The collecting duct open into a large collecting ducts. Small collecting ducts open into large collecting ducts. There are about 250 in each kidney, which collect the urine from more than 4,000 nephron. These collecting duct further open into ureter. Thank you.